Alright. So, yeah. You guys chased Kameko to these ruins. And just by the skin of her teeth, managed to step through this portal as you guys chased her in. Upon finding what appeared to be a hand under some rubble, Hig began to get a little agitated as this hand was recognizable under a bunch of rubble. Turns out it was Hig's assistant, who is now dead, which caused Hig to lose control. And an ensuing fight with the party happened. Hig gave them a run for their money, but in the end, the party bested Hig, but not before the elf was bitten. And Hig, having been beaten into unconsciousness and then healed, slowly starts to pull back and wake up as eyes open and whatnot. So, where is everybody in relation to Hig at the moment? I'm going to go through our voice chat one at a time. And you guys are going to give me kind of where your positions are. We're going to start with Nico.
He's like at least 5-10 feet away from him.
Okay.
I thought, if I remember correctly, when we left off, Hig was crying and Nico was hugging.
Nico was hugging.
Yeah.
Okay.
Never mind.
Okay,
he's like right against her.
So we're going to start there. So Hig is wrapped around Nico, hugging.
Yeah.
Yuki,
right.
where are you at?
On the other side of Hig, we were doing a hug pile.
Ilardis, you are starting... We're going to come back to you in actually just a second, because we have some extras for you. Vincent.
I was pretty much flanking Hig with Ilardis. So I'm probably in front of Ilardis.
Okay, that works for me. Ilardis, you've been feeling this rage build up inside of you and whatnot, and it's a rage unlike anything else that you have ever felt. You've been angry before, but this is just unfettered rage as this, whatever this is, starts to work its way through your system. And you're not quite sure how to get a handle on it. I want you to roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
$18.
You managed to just push it down, and I want you to describe this for me. Paint the picture. Show me how this works.
So initially, Alardis was down on his hands and knees, kind of trying to ride out the feeling and trying to calm himself down. But the thoughts of Kameko getting away and everything else that's happened, and he just couldn't manage to calm down, and so he's like, as he's trying to fight it, there were like different parts of him that were going from like wolf back to elf, but somehow he's managing to just stay in the moment of just sanity, I guess, for lack of better wording. But he's just, at that point, he's like staring at the ground and just trying to keep whatever's inside now coming out.
So you do manage to just take a moment and center yourself. It is not easy for you, but just remembering some breathing techniques, some meditation tools. Being an elf has kind of helped you with that over the years. You sleep. Meditation is second nature for you at this point. At least it should be for all elves. You just cleansing breaths. You try and calm your racing mind, and eventually it starts to fade. But you can still feel it there underneath the surface, boiling. And just picking. And it doesn't completely go away, as you manage to pull yourself back to some semblance of sanity. Being able to actually move and look around at the room you guys are in, and your party members.
Vincent is kind of standing in front, kind of standing over him.
Mm-hmm.
His sunblade in one hand, and Denzel in the other hand.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just kind of standing there, tensed, waiting and watching as he starts taking control.
Mm-hmm.
And after a few moments, when he seems to stable out, Vincent just kind of says, "Say something." You good?
Alardis just slowly gets up to his knees, still looking at the ground to try and have something to focus on. And he says, "Yeah, I'm good. At least for the time being, I'm good."
You got a cap on it?
Don't know how tight that cap is, but for now, anyways.
All right. And he relaxes and he shuts off his sunblade.
So that tense moment between Vincent and Delardus passes. We're going to move back to Hig, Yuki, and Nico, who's AFK. Cool. So we're going to start with Hig. Hig, you've just come to, you said you're hugging and you're kind of crying, or you're hugging Nico, kind of attached, you're kind of crying. What's going on with you? What's going through your head? What are your actions? What are you feeling? Like, paint the scene for me.
She's still sort of, I guess, in shock of the situation, because she hasn't, like, this is her first, I think, full transformation as well. And it wasn't brought on by, like, a natural, like, moon related. It was, like, a traumatic event.
Mm-hmm.
So even, like, the memories of what she did during that time are still filtering through. But all she's really focusing on is the fact that, you know, she's lost somebody that she's been working with and training for, like, I think, like, 20 years. Like, this was basically, like, her best friend. So she's doing a lot of crying. It's basically what's going on right now. There's not really much else going on. It's just, like, everything is coming out.
Okay.
Like, all the stress, the stress from, like, becoming a werewolf, all that stuff. And then there's, like, in her head, in the back of her head, she's like, you should be remembering something important that happened. But that's not clicking yet.
Nico.
Nico's just holding Hig.
That's it?
Letting her get out all of the tears. And he's just kind of rubbing her back.
Yuki.
I'm just sitting there hugging Hig, giving cuddles, offering some of the roll of toilet paper I have so she can blow her nose.
I want everybody. Actually, you know what? We're gonna go down the list one at a time. I should have gotten you guys to do this beforehand. I'm gonna start making player cards here for you guys. So just give me 1 second while I log into my Trello board for Debauchery Tea Party, because I need cards with stats on them. Actually, wait a minute. Do I have that on D&D Beyond? I might have that on D&D Beyond. Give me 1 second. No worries, Ocean. We'll see you soon. I think it was here. So I'm going to, one by one, once this campaign opens on D&D Beyond, I'm going to call out your passive perceptions, and you guys are going to let me know if that's correct or not. So, we are going to start with Nico. Wait, where did my... Oh, yeah, here we go. My DM cards are loading. Nico's passive perception is a 13.
Yes.
Okay. Yuki, your passive perception is a 14, yes?
Correct.
Elardis, 1 second. Your passive perception is a 15?
Yipper.
Hig, your passive perception is a 14?
15.
Okay, so I'm looking at the wrong one. Thank you. And
You want the one that says Higgy.
yeah, it's probably in the overflow campaign. We'll fix that. Nah, it is what it is. Vincent, your passive perception should be a 14.
Correct.
Cool. For those of you that have... Oh, thank you.
Be careful, has fallen over.
Okay, can you... Thank you. Just ice, please. For those of you that have a 15 or over, it starts off very faint. It's almost... just a little low tone, almost like a vibration. And it grows louder, turns into a very low rumble, and then it starts to increase in intensity until you can see the pebbles on the floor start to actually dance around. Those of you that have a passive perception of 14 start to pick up on that. Larger stones start to bounce around, and those of you that have a passive perception of 13 can pick up on that. The rubble piles start to shift. Dust starts to fall from the ceiling. And that's when the rest of you notice that something's happening here, other than just what's going on with Hig and Elardis.
Run. Run fast. Get out.
Sounds good.
This roaring
I think.
sound picks up. Starts to get louder and louder. The building... Yes.
So, Hig would have been among the ones to first notice something going on.
Yes.
I rolled a 25 for perception because she's going to look around. Stop crying, instant alert, what the fuck.
Somebody's thinking. I love it.
Yeah, I was about to say.
See how I didn't ask for the roll? I'm going to start doing that more and more. It's going to be up to you guys to say, I want to do this kind of roll. You guys are going to have to start looking for shit.
Sorry, I normally wait until you're done talking before I do something, so...
I was more just setting the scene and whatnot. If you want to interrupt me, please feel free to go ahead. If you want to interrupt me for a roll, please feel free to do so. Or get my attention on like the Twitch chat or the TikTok chat or something and let me know that you guys want to make a roll.
Right.
So, Hig rolled a 25 for perception. Hig. Other than the wall that you were thrown through that you may or may not remember, like there's a Hig-sized hole in the wall. You know those cartoons that you watch where somebody gets thrown through a wall and there's just like this impression of their body? That's kind of what I'm envisioning for this.
Nice.
The walls don't seem to be moving. They seem to be fairly sturdy. They seem to be staying in place. The ceiling doesn't seem to be falling in. There's just this ominous rumble as stones and debris start to dance across the floor.
So whatever it is from beneath.
You don't know that.
What do I roll to know that?
Roll me an Arcana check.
I also rolled a perception deck, and because of everything that's going on with me, I had advantage.
Okay.
So I rolled an for that.
You rolled a what?
I rolled a 19 for my perception.
You notice roughly about the same thing Hig does, a few less details, but you do notice that the walls and the ceiling are still somewhat... they're still intact, and they're not really collapsing at all. Hig.
My Arcana check is 22.
There's a tingle of magic in the air as this rumbling is happening. And as this rumbling is increasing in intensity, so does that spark of magic. Centered. Yes, Vincent.
I'm also gonna try a perception check, but it doesn't do much.
Okay. You let me know what your perception check is.
As soon as Sig realizes that there's like magic and shit involved, she's going to just basically... We need to leave now.
Roll me an intelligence check, Hig. And I will be right back. Give me 1 second.
Grilled cheese. Oh yeah.
Would you like one of the 10 pounds of carrots?
No, but thank
It was either
I mentioned to somebody that I'm playing D&D today. They said, "You dare play the devil's game on the day of our Lord?"
you. Sorry, I'm back.
Okay.
So Vincent was rolling a perception check.
Yeah, I got a 19.
Okay. You notice roughly about the same thing Hig does and Alardis does. Few less details. Hig.
That would be a 20 on the intelligence check.
So, between your 25 for a perception check, your Arcana check of what, 22?
Yeah.
And your intelligence check of 20. Something starts to... There's a thought that starts to nag at your brain. It starts to just kind of tickle. Rumblings. Magical spark in the air. And given what the scenes you've just been through with Kameko and with you and what you've at least started to see, your eyes immediately snap towards the portal and you kind of look at it for a moment. The portal itself is vibrating. It's not being... The rumbling pattern that you see with everything else is not how this portal is vibrating. It's almost vibrating of its own accord. It's almost as if the portal structure is what's causing the vibrations.
I guess I'm pointing everybody's attention to the portal.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't that supposed to be closed?
It's like, why is it doing that?
It opens by blood according to the dwarf. Maybe Hig bled all over it.
And I was throwing Hig around a lot, so...
So...
Sorry, Hig, by the way.
Let's check in with Nico and Alardis and see what they're doing. We're gonna start with Nico.
What does that mean? Should we go through it? Or what?
Sorry, is the portal open, or is that just shaking?
It's not open. It's shaking at the moment, but it appears that the archway is what's causing the vibration.
Ah,
Sorry. Nico.
Should we leave? I don't know what to do.
We should at least get out of the room, probably.
Ilardis.
I ended up rolling, or I looked over at the portal and I ended up rolling an investigation of a dirty 20.
This portal's getting ready to open. Matter of fact, Hig and Ilardis, you guys are looking directly at this thing. That script that you couldn't decipher seems to be glowing. And upon further inspection, there appears to be some blood splattered on it. The text pulls itself off of the portal, and the strokes start to rearrange themselves into something a little more legible for you. It's mere seconds as these strokes rearrange themselves into words you can actually understand. And as you're reading it... Sorry, 1 second. And as you're reading it, you see the words, "Just a drop will do."
So, she didn't have to sacrifice the dwarf, she did it because she could.
What the hell is this? Hang on a second, I had something pop up on my Twitch screen, and I don't know what it... I don't know what that was.
The hell?
Yeah, I don't know.
What happened?
I don't know. 1 second.
That was weird.
Yeah. Right. So yeah, basically, it all it says is "a drop will do," and then it fades back into the stand. The rumbling reaches a crescendo for a short.
Sorry, I'm gonna pour the rice.
It reaches a crescendo for just a moment. And then it starts to... The energy inside the portal starts to swirl, almost like it's bending and shaping reality. Give me 1 second. The air inside this portal starts to turn purple.
It's kind of pretty.
And it swirls until you see a giant swirling purple vortex, just like the one that Kameka walked through.
Huh. Alright. So, we going in?
I vote yay.
Yeah. It's probably the only way we're gonna find her.
Exactly.
I thirst for
Gotta go
vengeance.
her.
Of course you do.
Look down at Ilardis. You good?
He stands up, dusts off his knees, cracks his neck, and says, "More than I've ever been."
Alright. And he grabs his motorcycle, goes through.
So he grabs his motorcycle.
And goes through.
Yes, sir. Vincent disappears.
They probably would have jumped on the back of that motorcycle as he passed.
Yep.
So, Haig and Vincent disappear through this portal, and the rest of you hear kind of this wet, slurping, sucking sound as they move through.
Mhm.
Yep. Something along those lines. The rest of you follow me?
Yes.
Yep. Grossed out because of the sounds, but I'm gonna follow.
One moment while I find my appropriate picture, please, because we have a change of scene coming up. You know what? I'm going to give us a short little break here, actually, while I attempt to switch scenes. We're going to break for 15 minutes. Smoke them if you got them. Grab a drink refill. Grab a snack refill.
Go to the bathroom.
We'll be back guys, we'll be back at 5 minutes after the hour. So one by one, you guys disappear through this portal. Everything fades to black. Your bodies start to itch, and you can feel energies coursing and swirling all around you. It seems like an eternity, and yet only moments. Your perception of time is completely skewed. Until one by one, you all find yourself opening your eyes and staring at a house on an old street, an old cobblestone street with stairs, with old light lanterns lining the streets. This house appears to be made of wood. It's kind of old-timey. Those 2 3-story structures that they built up and out, reminiscent almost of, I want to say, medieval era. You look up in the sky, giant moon overhead, full and bright. Clouds drifting lazily across the sky, and a barren tree off to your left. Yes.
Guys, I think we travel. Go ahead. Sorry.
Vincent, you were saying?
Oh, no, sorry. I was just going to say, guys, I think we traveled through time again.
Quickly just turn up this music at the moment. Yes, Egg.
23 on perception. Aside from, do I get anything on top of the description you've given us, and is the area familiar to me?
25?
23.
23. The area seems strange, both strange and familiar at the same time. Like you've been here before, but maybe in a dream? You're not quite sure. As for what else you get for description, you can see a kind of a log fence out front of one of these buildings. Kind of separates the path from a garden. As you're looking, however, your eyes are scanning back and forth, looking over the area. And it strikes you as odd that that house is there, with the path in the garden, and then right next to it appears to be the same house with the same path and the same garden leading off in another direction. Almost as if they're mirror copies of one another.
What does an 18 Arcana get me in terms of, do I know if this is something like a magical effect or if it's just like really good architecture?
You have no idea.
Vincent's going to pick up a rock and toss it down one street and see if it goes down the other street too.
One moment, please.
That's a really good idea.
No. But you can... It doesn't appear to land... As you throw the rock down one street, it doesn't appear to be flying down the other street, but you can hear the echo of it hitting.
Down the other street? That I didn't throw it down?
Yes.
Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Oh. Huh.
Like a weird ripple through time effect?
Don't know. So, we open basically the floor to the players at this point. We're going to figure out what you guys are doing one by one. We'll start with Nico.
I'm sorry. I'm eating.
No, you're good. Do you want me to come back to you?
Yes, please.
Yuki.
Stop.
I was trying to find the correct spell for what I want to do, because I got a couple options here.
Mm-hmm. And you take a moment to figure out what you need to do, okay?
Okay, there we go. So I'm gonna use prestidigitation, and I'm gonna make like a little like fluffy cloud, maybe a foot off the ground, just float on the path that Vincent threw the rock down, just so we know like this path leads this way, this path leads this way, in case we start walking somewhere and it leads us in like a forever loop or something, kind of like, you know, marking your path through a forest or something like that.
Okay. So you mark the path.
Yep, just a little fluffy cloud on the path.
Okay. Critter. Sorry. Hig.
So
Hang on, something's wrong with the kid.
should we wait?
We're gonna hold on just a moment here while Neppy figures out what's wrong with the kid. We're gonna take this moment to thank Star for the rose. Welcome on in. Welcome to D&D. Happens every other Sunday. Today we find ourselves with the Debauchery Tea Party as we build out their story and figure out what the hell's going on.
You know what's really cool?
What's up?
Making Rice Krispie squares out of Lucky Charms.
Love it. Love it.
You can also do it with Fruit Loops, even better.
Damn.
That's great.
Never thought of that. I have marshmallows I haven't done anything with.
That is great.
Do it.
Be right back.
Yep.
There we go.
Welcome back.
Thank you. Sorry. I took a while.
No, you're good. Oh, I have piazza. Nom nom.
Ooh.
God damn, the pizza's huge.
It's something different.
No, you're good. Thank you. It's also crunchy, so I'm probably gonna have to like keep my finger on the mute button here.
Good mute.
I was muted on Twitch. Taking a break today from designing feminist t-shirts. Cool! Very cool. Dude. So. While we're waiting for Neppy and Rizo to get back, I'm going to open up the floor to the party to see if you guys have any questions. Not specifically about plot relevant stuff, but more just anything that might be on your mind as far as kind of where we are or how things go, or you guys are welcome to ask as you wish.
I want to go in this blind.
You want to go in this blind? Okay.
I honestly have nothing in mind.
Okay. So let's get a sense of thoughts and feelings then. Let's narrate some character shit. We're going to start with Vincent this time, because we don't start with Vincent often enough, or, you know, at all. So Vincent,
Well,
what's on your mind?
my brightest idea was throwing a rock. That gave some interesting results.
You did get some interesting results. Anything else floating through your head?
If I fart in one direction, will the sound come from another direction with the smell, or would the smell stay with the physical emanation
We
going
bring
down the one street.
we bring you the philosophical thoughts of Vincent, folks. Hig.
Hopes that she's not behind Vincent.
Wait, is Vincent actually wanting to fart?
No,
Okay.
he's just curious.
Okay.
Good. In Hig's case, there's a lot going on. She's starting to be more clear-headed, though.
Mhm.
But as she usually tends to do, even though she should be paying attention to the shit that she just fucked up, she's going to ignore that and focus on the problem ahead. And she's worried because the last time she went to any sort of portal thingy-mabobber, she went somewhere she wasn't planning on going. So
Fair.
there's a little bit of worry of where exactly this is.
Fair. Nico,
We're back.
welcome back. 1 second. Nico.
He's just looking around. He's kind of nervous because, you know, we traveled a lot of places, and you just know what this place can hold for them.
Fair.
So he's a little scared.
Fair. Neppy, is the tiny human okay?
Yeah, he was playing soccer and he wound up kicking a chunk of wood with cork toes. Like railroad tie kind of chunk of wood.
Oh
So
shit.
He hurt his foot. He's okay though.
I'm
Aw.
sorry to laugh. I am sorry to laugh. I shouldn't.
It's okay. He's fine at least. Nothing's broken.
Survival of the fittest! I think that's the second time I've made that call today.
He's the kind of kid that would still run around playing on a broken toe too.
The saying around here is play stupid games, win stupid prizes.
Are you bleeding or is something broken? No? You're good.
How is Ryza making out?
He's back. He just hasn't turned his cam back on.
Excellent.
Think
So-
he's eating.
So, Yuki has kind of left trailing clouds on this path.
There's also one more thing I'd like to do. I'm gonna look at my hand and make sure I haven't turned a weird color again.
Your hand appears to be its proper color.
Yay, we didn't turn blue or another variant of color this time. Because
So-
last time Vincent led us through a portal, we went, I'm blue, and this really sucks.
So, Critter, what are you doing?
So, Hig can use her hearing and sense of smell at advantage.
Mhm.
So I've already rolled for that,
Mhm.
which is a 19. Just, I'm smelling anything, whether it's like people, whether there's just nothing and just nature smells or something like that. And then if I'm hearing anything that's out of place or it could give us a sense of direction even.
So, you see this reflection of this house almost back to back. You take a sniff of the air. Despite the fact that you're outside, it doesn't smell like anything. There's no scent here. Hearing, taking a moment to stop and listen. A little off down one of the paths, you can hear what appears to be footsteps. Soft, but almost like somebody's walking on the cobblestone.
Okay. First question. You say there's no scent.
Correct.
Can I smell us?
Yes.
It's just the place has no smell.
Correct.
And again, which direction are those footprints coming from?
Those are coming from the left.
Is that the side with the clouds or without the clouds?
Which side did Dempy put the clouds on?
What side did Vincent throw the stone on?
Vincent threw the stone right.
So my clouds are on the right.
In that case, Higgs going to point to the left, and there's. Sorry, I'm chewing.
That's fine. We all are.
You're good. So am I. It's lunchtime. Like, I don't expect you guys not to eat during stream. If you're hungry, fucking eat. If anybody has an issue with it, honestly, I mean this in the nicest way possible, but they can suck my dick.
Eat and drink.
Yum,
Yeah.
pickles.
Traditional part of D&D is like having snacks at the tables, so
Yeah. So essentially, point to the left. There's maybe footsteps going that way, and I say maybe because I can tell that we're here, that we exist, but this place has no smell. And she looks at you guys like you should know exactly what that means.
So it's all an illusion?
Ilardis, what are you doing?
I'm starting to realize I can hear way better than I used to, see better than like even normally possible for an elf, and I can smell things that I normally shouldn't be able to, and I'm starting to freak out.
So Ilardis looks like he's having a panic attack.
Vincent is right next to him. I'm sorry.
Vincent, we're moving on to you. Sorry, Ilardis, go ahead. Finish your thought.
I was basically telling Vincent that it's not his fault. Lardis is basically sitting here going, why the hell is it so loud? Why does everything smell? Why can I see 2 miles ahead of me?
And Vincent says, no, I'm sorry. And then he walks down the right path opposite of where the steps were coming from, and he had crop dusted on his way out.
Ilardis, buddy, roll me a Constitution saving throw, please.
Am I rolling that too?
Yup.
16.
Saving throw?
Yup.
19.
So, hey, you smell what appears to be the scent of rotten eggs.
Mm-hmm.
Ilardis, you smell the most rank and vile thing that you have ever smelled in your life. This is on top of what you imagine rotting meat on top of a compost would smell like, as Vincent cuts out in front of you and heads down the right-hand path. You almost lose your lunch over it, but you just barely manage to hang on.
So, as I'm going, I'm not walking fully down the path, I'm just taking a few steps, basically, like getting maybe 10 feet out at most. And I want to see if I can hear my own footsteps.
Roll me a perception check. Or investigation. I'll leave it in your hands.
I'll do perception.
While Vincent's doing that, Alardis is basically sitting here going, I'm gonna kick your hat.
And Vincent just kind of smirks. I rolled a 14.
Higgs going to dig in one of her many pockets and hand Alardis a handful of like random wildflowers and just be like, here, it'll help.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Huh. And while Hig is handing off these flowers to Ilardis, while he starts regaining himself, Vincent's just going to mention that to the rest of the party. He's like, guys, I can't hear myself. Can you hear me from where I am, or can you hear me from the other path?
Hig can hear your footsteps, though.
I can hear you, but you can't hear yourself?
Can I hear my voice?
You can hear your voice, but you can't hear, like, the echoing from the other path.
Huh. Hey, you can hear my footsteps. I can't hear mine. I just stomp my feet a little bit.
That's when you hear the echoing coming from the other side.
The echo comes from the other side?
Well, both sides.
Okay, so I rolled a dirty 20 on intelligence and a nat 20 for 26 on Arcana. What does that get me about what the hell is going on here?
Somebody's using their head. I love it. It's almost like somebody's cast a reflection spell of some sort, specifically in regards to sound. Which is odd because you can also see the reflection of this house.
Sorry, reflection of the what?
It's almost like somebody's it's almost like there's a reflection of some sort. Sorry, 1 second. Discord's being a bitch. Give me 1 second. I'm going to have to disconnect myself from chat. I'll be back in a moment.
Okay.
Popping that out. 1 moment. That was a bad move, because now my webcam's not going to load.
Oh.
Because OBS is up.
Well, shit.
Kaku shoes, everyone. Give us a
You know
minute.
what? I'm just going to get rid of my webcam feed. Give me a second. See if this works. There we go. So it's almost like there's a reflection spell here, somewhat. At least from what you can figure, or from what you can see, from what you can hear, in regards to sound. Which doesn't make sense, because it also appears to be a reflection of the house standing in front of you.
All
The
right.
house that we were just in, or is this a different?
What was that, Kiki?
Is it the same house that we were just in, or is it a different?
You guys haven't been in a house since coming through the portal. You've been in front of one.
Okay. Well, yeah.
It's the same house, but you're seeing one on the left and one on the right, and they appear to be like mirror copies of one another, right?
Oh, okay.
So if you look at the Twitch stream, you'll see exactly what you'll see exactly what you should be looking at.
Okay.
Down the right path, Vincent threw a stone, and Yuki has trailed a couple of small little clouds to kind of mark the path. There have been footsteps that have been heard coming from the left side, but they didn't come from the right. But when you guys move or make noise, it seems to come from both sides. It's almost like there's a reflection here of sound, which again doesn't make sense because you can clearly see the reflection, the house and the reflection it casts.
Could be more than one spell, though.
You don't know.
Vincent is just going to watch down the right path that he's facing, because if he's hearing footsteps coming from the left, he's expecting to see somebody coming from the right.
Roll me a perception check. I like how this has you guys like so tied up.
8.
You don't see, you see fuck all.
I turn on. Oh,
I was just gonna say, while Vincent is doing his perception, Hig is doing her. She's paying attention to what he's doing. Roll the nat 20 for 25.
You also do not see anybody coming down the path. You do, however, hear his footsteps.
I was going to say, Vincent turns on the high beams of his bike.
Nothing. Well, the lights turn on and they cast like a path. They create a ray of light down your path, but there's nothing on the other side from what you can see.
Other than an empty street?
Other than an empty street.
Huh.
I would like to go left, please.
I like to go
All right.
left.
So, at this point, you guys have investigated. We're going to go down the chat list one at a time, and we're going to see what everybody wants to do. Nico.
Can everybody hear the footsteps, or just like...
You're welcome to roll me a perception check if you want.
Hold on, give me a second.
I'm going to restart my voice. One moment.
16.
Haig rolled what, a 25 was it? For that?
Yeah, and that 20 for 25.
Yeah. They're faint, but they're there.
Okay. I say we go in the direction of the footsteps.
Yuki.
I say we go down the left path.
Ilardis.
I'm basically following everybody else.
Haig wants to go down left, we know that. And Vincent.
Vincent says, left it is. Spins the motorcycle around and goes left.
So, you guys head down your left-hand path. 1 second, please. Let me find my... There it is.
High beams are still on, by the way.
Yep. So, you guys move down the left-hand path. And passing by this, what appears to be this old rickety house, those footsteps start to get a little louder, almost like an echoing clack. Like somebody's wearing high heels, let's say, just to give a bit of imagery there. And then they stop. And you hear a small voice. Gets... a soft voice, but gets louder as you... Sorry, quiet voice. That's the word I'm looking for. It gets louder as you approach. Is somebody there?
Hello?
Vincent calls back, yep.
24 on perception. Is the voice recognizable?
No. This is not a voice you've heard before.
Can I tell how far it is?
With the way it's echoing off of your surroundings, not really.
Okay.
There's actually people here? Is it really that time?
What time?
Time for what?
Time for what isn't the question you should be asking. More,
Time for who?
where are we going?
I rolled a 17 on perception. Do I recognize the voice?
You do not.
So Vincent's up ahead
Mhm.
with the lights on. Can he see anything? Anyone? $18.
18 for perception, huh? How far ahead of the party are you?
I'm on my motorcycle, so I would have gone pretty far ahead.
Oh,
Higgs is
you're
with me.
riding it?
Yeah.
Yeah, so probably a few minutes, Vincent, as you move down this path. Again, reflections of this house keep popping up. It's the same house. The path, the other path that was there on the right-hand side, it's not there. It's just all along the same path now. You find somebody clad completely in black. Top comes up to about their neck. Hair giving off the color of rainbows, almost like an oil slick except brighter, laden in white hair and ethereal blue glowing eyes. You might want to get off that machine.
What?
Well, you were looking for somebody on the path. I'm the only one here at the moment. So I can only assume that you're looking for me.
I mean, not before I saw you. And he grins.
Well, needless to say, I'm the only one here, so you must be looking for me.
I mean, and Vincent may as well get off the motorcycle at this point. He's still kind of wheeling it with him. But he says, I mean, not particularly. We're looking for someone...
I know who you're looking for.
Dragon woman. Oh?
You're looking for Kameko.
Yeah. You know where she is?
I do, but... getting there is not going to be easy. There's a few challenges left in your path, unfortunately. And I am in no shape to help. Especially not since she killed me.
Ah.
Who are you?
Roll me. As the rest of the party catches up, you hear that last line. Nika, what were you saying?
Who are you?
I have no name. I've been here since... What year did you guys come from?
And that was kind of tricky. Like, which forward in time, and then we went back to in time, and yeah.
Okay,
Yeah, there's
so...
been time travel. Did you say she killed you? I'm sorry, what?
I did.
So we're from thousands of years in the future, and then we died, and then we came back to life 70 years later, and then we traveled back in time to now.
Right. You were the ones that were resurrected by the gods. Sorry. Timelines keep confusing me. I keep getting possibilities and different timelines confused in my head.
What does an,
That's okay, we're confused too.
what does an insight of 22 get me for this particular situation and who this person is? Or what they are, or whatever.
Beyond your reasoning. However, roll me a perception check.
There'll be a nat 20 for 25.
Naturally, because it's you.
Mhm.
As you're watching and you're looking at her, with the rainbow hues and the white hair, the black outfit, and the ethereal-looking eyes, and the rather pale complexion, you can kind of see her flickering, almost. In and out. Moment she's there, and she appears to be there, and then another moment she appears not to be there, but your brain still registers her as there.
Do I know what she is?
Best I got for that is a history check. Maybe a knowledge
12.
religion. Maybe a knowledge religion. 12?
18 for knowledge religion.
Nothing. You don't know anything. What are the rest of you doing? Let's go with Ilardis, who hasn't spoken up in a while.
He's still kind of trying to figure out why he can, or why his sentence. That's it. Totally. His senses have been heightened further than what's normal. Being the age that he is, and being that his mother was like the head priestess, would he recognize this being before them, like even if it was like from legends through stories, maybe even
Be right back.
historical-
Let me take a look here at your character sheet. Give me 1 second, Ilarnis, because those are actually really good questions. I appreciate those. Give me 1 second. As I attempt to load your character sheet, and my Discord window freezes again. Cool. Love it. Thank you. Discord, can you not, please?
And it's called Discord, so
Listen here,
it's
you.
going to be a little chaotic.
Listen here, you. You don't have to open up a new tab just to tell me that you've updated every time I open D&D Beyond. Thank you. Ilardis's character sheet. What do I want? Arcana might work. History might work. Okay, I'm gonna do things a little weird here, because I really don't know what else to put this under. You are going to roll me a history check, Ilardis, and I'm going to get you to add your Arcana bonus to it. So I'm gonna mix best I got.
In the meantime, while he's figuring that out, just side note, Hig is paying particularly attention to where everybody is located via scent.
Okay.
And she's noticing it's clicking, the difference in scent for Alardis and what she was supposed to be remembering. It's starting to click.
Okay. Thank you for the heads up.
I rolled a natural 20 with the bonuses. My bonus for Arcana is +1, and my history bonus is +5.
So, total?
26.
Ancient. Even more ancient than that castle you guys just came from. And the only name that pops out is the Guardian. You don't know what significance it has. You don't know where the name came from. You don't know what their purpose is. You know absolutely nothing else about this individual. Just that they are the Guardian. And she is literally just standing there staring at you, as if waiting.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell everyone else basically what you just said about being before us.
She looks at you for a moment. You taste like Titania.
That's an interesting statement.
You feel like Titania. But there's something else. And she looks over at Hig. Looks back at Alardis for a moment. You two are one?
I look over at Hag and it's like, in the sense that I'm thinking you're talking about?
It's
No.
complicated.
Very, very complicated.
No, it's not. They're both werewolves. She bit him. He turned into a werewolf.
They are both one.
Hig's going to turn and look at Vincent like, fuck?
What? It's not like she's going to tell anybody.
So
I don't think, anyway.
So you are both one. The same yet apart? Interesting.
You know what's more interesting? why we're here and whether or not you can help us, or if you're here to guard against us.
Well, I suppose that depends on how you look at things and the questions that you ask.
Alright,
Has a
well,
I
question.
hate riddles.
Her head turns to look at Yuki.
Are you able and willing to tell us why Kameko killed you?
Because I stood in her way.
alright.
So you don't like what Kameko's doing?
I neither like nor dislike, but things are supposed to happen in a certain way, in a certain order, and this takes order out of step.
Yeah, she's really been screwing with stuff recently.
Order needs to be maintained, or everything falls apart.
Well, that's where we come in. See, we're trying to remove her head from her body so that she can stop doing this shit she's doing. So that
I'm aware.
things can be set right.
I'm aware of what
So-
you've been tasked with.
Alright. Is there any way in which you could help us locate her, or get to her, or at least point us in the right direction?
No,
What he means is, can you aid us in our task?
I can, yes.
Are you willing to?
I am, yes. But it all depends on whether or not you ask the right questions.
As this conversation is happening, Alardis is slowly gonna sit down, cross his legs, and then close his eyes and set his hands on his knees.
He's
Okay.
gonna be pacing back and forth a little bit, thinking of what she needs, what it is, how they need to ask shit.
Okay, so Vincent is going to ask, okay, well then, how do we get ourselves from here to where Kamiko is?
You are going...
Is there a
Sorry, go ahead.
direction we have to go? Is there a door we have to go through? Do we have to enter this house that we keep passing by?
Follow the path. Basically stay on the path. You're gonna have to travel there. That's the only way to get to where she is. As to, I suppose you're looking for more of a physical location. That's a little more difficult here.
I would assume so. I'm pretty sure I
Here.
passed by this house 20 times.
Here is not exactly here. Or there.
What is this place?
Finally, a question.
Yes.
She kind of looks over at Nico. This is, how do I put it in terms you might understand? Everywhere and yet nowhere. Outside of time and yet all of time. I think the last actual person, other than Kameko, who passed through here called it a pit stop at the end of time?
So we're in between.
The in-between is a good name, as good a name as any. And,
So why are there multiple paths?
you would call it more of a metaphorical representation. See, this place isn't as you perceive it. It's so much more than what you perceive. But what you see is your brain trying to make sense of what you are seeing in a way that makes sense to you.
Is that why everything's all echoey?
Yeah. Possibilities, convergences, crossroads. Every moment and yet no moment at the same time are all one and the same here. physical places and moments in time are more they're more the same than anything else.
Then Vincent's eyes kind of start slowly crossing.
Pig's just like, I have a question.
Yes, Furball. Don't think too much into that.
She's just gonna let it slide. She's got too much going on.
Mhm.
Can you guide us through the safest path to our destination?
Another good question. The answer of can I guide you, unfortunately, is no. Because like I said, I'm dead. I died a while ago. Which is weird, all things considered, but I still have a job to do. This place is now where I am stuck. However, I can give you a piece of advice. Stay true to yourselves, follow your gut, and set forth with your goals in mind.
Right.
Vincent's just like, I've had enough of this shit.
Actually,
Vincent's
Vincent
goal.
was going.
What was that, Vincent?
First,
Oh, I was just going to ask: is this just a quick side question? Is this place connected at all with someone named Blazewing and this place called the Black Butterfly?
Another good question. The Black Butterfly was born here. Blazewing just happened to stumble upon the butterfly in one possible outcome, one possible choice.
Is there a way we can reconnect to it?
Unfortunately, the butterfly has been corrupted, and as such, we
yes.
can no longer reach it or touch it. But
Gotcha.
that doesn't mean it's lost, it just means it has to be found. Or that doesn't mean that all is gone, it just has to be found again.
Right.
Yuki.
oh, I was just gonna say Vincent's goal is to separate Kameko's head from her shoulders.
Mhm. It's true.
There are many things here, probably things that you are unfamiliar with. Creatures, people. There are people here that you're probably familiar with. People that you've known, whether throughout your life or throughout your journey. And as far as you are from your goal, you are all that much closer to where you need to be.
Okay.
Do you have any warnings for us?
Beware of false idols, beware of fruitless thoughts. Try not to let the doubt creep in. Beware of people trying to distract you.
You mean like you are?
I'm not a distraction. You asked for a guide. I'm giving you the information you want. You just don't know it yet. You probably will. But it's going to take you some time.
What happens if we get, like, lost or something?
Then this is where you reside. Undying. But not existing. A state of in-between, as it were.
So this place is kind of like limbo.
For time, reality, universes.
Is there a certain amount of time that... I don't know how to phrase this properly. Damn it! being stuck here, can that happen just from going the wrong way, or can that happen from just being here too long? Is there like a time limit on how long we can be here before we expire?
You're not supposed to be here. Your bodies aren't designed to be here. So, one would expect that you could become attached, ripped apart, something like that, by this place, only to remain here. We are outside of your ability to exist, but you have a little bit of leeway because that's what the gods have determined. That's what the gods have decreed, basically, and I mean, even here, nobody goes against what they say.
That's comforting.
Do not dawdle, what is the phrase you use? Don't dawdle too long. As much as time does not exist here, your time grows short.
So we really need to figure out what we're doing.
And where you're going? This path leads many, many places. You have to pick and choose.
So we have 3 main things that we've been trying to do. Collect the God Killer weapons. We kind of want to save Blaze and the butterfly. And obviously remove head from shoulders. So what are we doing, guys?
Kameko has the weapons you're looking for.
We find Kameko then.
Yeah, I mean, if she's got 3 out of 4 of those things.
The other thing is, if you manage to fix things with her, all will be set right. Or at least given a fresh start.
To a murder it seems to be.
You wouldn't happen to have a map, would you?
Map would be useless here. There's too many points, too many places, too many times.
Okay, so this place, so Kameko is not currently in this place, correct?
Kameko is not here. And yet she is.
Yeah, I get it. So, would you be able to give us a map of where we come from and where we can find her that has a little blip on it that says Kameko is here?
She kind of looks at you and she smiles. But you're not listening. A map would be completely useless here. A map cannot tell you where to go here.
Well, not here, but where we come from. Our place. The place that is separate from... Well, not... Someone help me.
Not Vincent's strong suit!
Our world.
Kameko is currently... Kameko is not in your world. She has moved beyond that. You just hear twitch for a second. And causing damage. That's
How do we get to her? How do we stop her?
Travel a path. It's the only way to get where you need to go.
So pick a path and just focus on, we want to find Kameko? Is that how we do this?
Make sure you're prepared for what's to come. You may see a town or two along the way. Place to rest. Place to stock up.
Are they friendly?
As friendly as any others that you've met.
Okay.
That doesn't bode well for us. Shit.
What was that?
We're not the ones that start fights in taverns. Usually.
Hig was more just muttering to herself that, like, this is not going to be good.
I don't know what you're talking about. I never...
If you look... Sorry, go ahead. Go ahead, Alardis.
As all this is going on, Alardis is basically just trying to reach out to Tanya because In terms of the arcane energy that he was granted,
Mm-hmm.
it feels weird, and he doesn't know why.
You thought you were on a certain path, Elf. And then everything changed for you. And the blood that courses through you now carries a different weight. Work on learning to work with that blood and channeling it. Because you're not done changing just yet.
I don't intend on giving up.
Becoming so much more than you thought you were.
I don't break my promises. I intend on seeing this through to the end, be it as who I am now, or what I'm gonna become.
And that's why Titania hasn't given up on you. She's not happy, but she's still there if you need her. Just your relationship has changed.
Alarnus opens his eyes again, and then he just looks down and then slowly starts to get up.
Believe me when I say you're exactly where you need to be. Now, if there are no further questions, she's
Is
kind
there
of...
anything we can do for you when we get out of here? Any messages? Anything?
There's nobody to give messages to for me. I don't have friends, I don't have family, I just am. As a matter of fact, that castle that you came from used to be my home.
Okay.
But it was decided that I need someplace better to reside until my death, which has come and gone. Non-linear existence is weird.
Well,
I'll
here, and I'm gonna reach in my bag and
You know what?
reach in my bag
Yep.
for one of the dolls that I got for my dad, something to her, just so you can have a friend.
She kind of looks down at the doll,
Freaking cinnamon roll.
kind of looks confused for a moment and reaches out and grabs it. Examines it. A toy?
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
you're very welcome.
Don't ever lose that spark of innocence.
Okay.
I have
He
one
hasn't
more
yet.
question before we go. If we need help, can we contact you in any way? Or is this the last time we'll ever see you?
You might pass by here again. There's instances where you have and will pass by here again. That, again, all depends on the choices that you make. There might be others to help you along the way, but you're going to have to keep your eyes open.
By the way, did we ever ask for your name, or were we incredibly rude about that?
I did.
There is... Name. It's been so long since I've gone by a name, I don't know what it is anymore. I've been here. I've just always been here.
Alright. Thanks for the help, Guardian Lady.
What was that, Yuki?
Oh, Eddie dropped one of his D4s, so I asked him to pick it up before somebody stepped on it.
Okay.
Okay.
She looks at Hagen, she nods.
It's nice
Didn't-
meeting you. Bye.
She nods.
Vincent just says, I'm going to call you Roxanne. See you later, Roxanne.
There's no answer. She just kind of stands there as you guys walk by her. She stares after you, an almost sad expression on her face.
Hig's gonna start singing Roxanne. Roxanne, you don't have to turn on the red light. And it's terrible. She can't carry a tune. It's horrible.
Vincent joins
doing
in,
it anyway.
and he can't. Vincent joins in, and he can carry a tune.
So, you guys are continuing on down the path, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All while thinking, gotta get to Kameko. Gotta get to Kameko.
Wait, 1 second. I think this is what I'm looking for.
Well, she was nice.
If she was telling the truth, anyway.
That's not what I want.
It's
Hey,
kind of sad that she's.
I think your Twitch
Yeah,
is
hold
frozen.
on. It's because I brought something out in front of the Discord window. It does that, unfortunately, and there's nothing I can do about it.
There we
But
go.
thank you for
Good
the heads
call.
up. So, you guys walk down the path, and as you walk, every once in a while the cobblestone is broken up by pavement. You see horse and carriages, wide open plains, and cars. The further you go. Trucks, vehicles. Spaced out every so often, and yet it seems to be all occupying the same space. It's really weird to your brains. It seems like years of walking. You eventually stumble upon a rather tiny settlement. Frontier style. Think
Does
what?
it-
Sorry, go ahead.
I was gonna say, does it smell people-y, or are we just expecting a bunch of limbo ghosts?
There's... You think there are people here? It smells like there might be people here. And it also smells like just wide open fields at the same time. This place is really fucking with your senses.
Yeah, she's gonna be rubbing her temple and be like, I'm getting a headache.
Think frontier town. Kind of, not Wild West, but settlement in... 17 or 1800s-ish, North America. Just small. Just a handful of buildings. The smell of wood smoke appears to be... And smoke appears to be rising from chimneys of these rough-hewn buildings.
Vincent calls out, hello?
And you don't hear anything.
Cool. So how long have we been? Well, we can't tell, I guess. Do I feel tired, like I've been walking for an entire day?
You feel like you've been walking for years, and yet your body is energized, like you've just gotten out of bed. You hear a voice from off in the distance. Who's there?
It's just me,
Who's me?
Vincent.
I'm not familiar with Vincent.
I'm new here.
We don't have new people here. Just people are.
Well, you
as
do now.
is.
Well, you do now. Hi, how you doing?
The voice falls silent.
I'm assuming a perception of 14 doesn't give me much in terms of direction.
Nope.
I rolled a 15 on perception.
Nope. You don't see anything.
How about a
I'll try.
21 on perception?
You rolled a what?
21.
21?
Dang, cinnamon roll, buddy.
You don't really see anything. The voice just, it's seemingly there.
What's your name?
Luther, I believe, is what they call me.
Nice to meet you, Luther. My name is Nika.
Tell me, Nico, what brings you to this tiny town?
We're just looking for somebody. We just are kind of passing through.
Who are you looking for?
Do you know a person named Kameko?
Kameko's passed by here.
Oh, how long ago?
Again, not the right question. I believe you've already been told that.
God damn it, yeah.
Which direction did she go?
Shiloh, thank you for the follow. Which direction did she go? Again, directions don't really mean much here. She went where she was not supposed to? I think that's how you phrase it.
Is
Did she
there a
say where
way
that
we
is?
can get there?
Pardon?
Is there a way we can get there?
You just need to follow in her footsteps.
Can I look on the ground for actual footsteps?
You can roll me an investigation check if you want. What were you saying, Vincent?
I was gonna say, alright, so if I stand in the middle of town, which way would I face to follow her footsteps?
I got a 15, by the way.
You got a 15? Okay, give me 1 second. The voice kind of falls silent for a moment. I believe you'd have to face right side up
Gotcha,
and
thanks.
inside out.
You know what? If I was going somewhere where I shouldn't be, that's the way I'd go.
So, Yuki, you rolled a 15?
A 15.
You take a look at the ground. You don't really see any footsteps that might fit Kameko. You see a lot of other footsteps, though.
Are they our footsteps?
Roll me... You know what? Yes. I'm just gonna give you that. Yes.
You're just gonna hear a little fuck. Guys. I hate timey-wimey bullshit. Look down, we've already been here.
Cool. Alright, let's go to where we're not supposed to go. And Vincent kind of calls out to the voice, thank you for your help.
Make sure you're, determined to get there.
Oh, trust me, I am. There's somebody's head who needs to come off.
We're determined.
Don't get there because there's somebody's head that you want. You need to want to get there because you want to get there. So,
Can we get there by wanting to stop her from hurting other people?
no. That's just gonna lead you in the wrong direction.
I just want to be where she is.
That is also going to lead you in the wrong direction.
Okay, fine. I want to be where I want to be.
I
Now
want to
you
be
might
where I'm supposed to be.
Now you might be getting in. You might be starting to look in the right direction.
Okay, so if she's not where she's supposed to be, is that where we're supposed to be?
Vincent is looking at Hig to see if she's slowly turning inside out or something.
Hig's not turning inside out. You're getting kind of closer. But with this journey that you're on, what have you learned?
Meko sucks and my friends are awesome?
Don't stand behind Vincent.
Luther, who's now standing in front of Yuki. Actual physical manifestation. You're funny. I like you.
Thank you, random spirit person that just came the fuck out of nowhere.
Not a spirit. I am. I just am.
Just like we are just here, right? We're all
Yeah,
just here.
But you're not supposed to be here.
Exactly. We're
supposed
supposed to
to
be
be
where
there.
we're supposed to be.
You're getting closer. On to your next stop.
Yes. Yes, let's go where we're... Let's go where...
Okay.
Let's go.
Let's just
There you
go.
go. That's the spirit. Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a 15-minute break because I know this has been aggravating for you.
As all this is happening,
Yeah.
Lardis is gonna look at his hand, realize that it's like werewolfed out, and he's gonna like close his eyes, shake his head, and then look again, and his hand's back to normal. It's like it's gonna take some getting used to.
Okay, so I'm going to give you guys a 15-minute break. You know what? I'm going to give you a little longer. We'll be back at 20 to the hour. You guys have had interaction with at least 2 people here. What are you planning to do? What is your next move? We are going to sit here and chat for a moment. Nico, what are you thinking? What's on your mind?
He's very confused. This place is very confusing.
It is. Anything else?
He's still kind of scared of it.
Okay. Yuki.
I'm gonna start changing up my thought from I want to get to where Kameko is to I want to be where I need to be right now.
Okay. Ilardis.
I'm basically going to be doing the same. Like, obviously, the thought is going to be different in some way or another, but either way, I'm basically going to be sitting there going, I need to be where I need to be.
Yeah.
I want to be where the people are.
Let's go with Hig.
Hig is going similar, but her vocabulary is different in the sense that she is thinking that she is where she needs to be.
I want to kill that bitch, Kameko.
Yeah. Vincent.
Vincent is just trying to keep focus on what he's doing and where he needs to be while he's writing a letter to Grimlock.
Still keeping on that, huh?
Yes.
Cool. What does your letter say?
I'll tell you once I am done writing this out.
Cool. So,
I'll also add that Nico is too focusing where he needs to be.
okay. So, Nico's focusing on where he needs to be. Yuki, you said you were focusing on...
Thinking that I want to be where I need to be right now.
Samesies.
Hig.
Again, it's that she is where she's meant to be.
As you leave your the previous settlement town stopping point behind you, you can't help but feel, Hig, the air around you change, and you can start to smell things. As opposed to the in-betweens where you can't smell anything, you start to smell kind of nature around you. Cobblestone path again, reaching out in front of you.
She's going to keep thinking that way as she's walking, but this time she's saying it out loud. She's trying not to get distracted. She's by the fact that something has changed. She's just trying to hold on to that she's already where she is.
The rest of you. What is that on my screen?
Good question.
Maybe
Oh, that
it's
was
an
stream.
ad?
That was a Streamloots thing. I'm gonna just go ahead and get rid of that. Cool. Passive perception. Nico.
14. Oh,
What's the perception? 13?
Okay. Yuki.
14.
Ilardis.
Passive perception, I'm assuming?
Yeah.
15.
15. And oh, I think we lost Vincent. 1 second. Vincent! Come back, Vincent!
Bueller.
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 There you go. Hello, Vincent. Welcome back. What is your passive perception?
14.
Ilardis. Just out of the corner of your eye, there's almost a flickering. You can kind of adjust your gaze. And Hig appears almost kind of see-through. The rest of you don't. Hig does.
Hig, you always been kind of transparent.
The only thing you hear in response is just the I am where I'm supposed to be. I already am where I'm supposed to be. And it's just she's just saying it louder.
There's no place like home. There's no place like home.
He nailed it! Yes, exactly.
How do you respond to Lardis?
I guess that's. I guess we're porting away, maybe. Does it feel like the same arcane energy in the air before we ended up going into that portal, or is it different somehow?
For you, there doesn't appear to be any difference in the air right now. Just other than there doesn't appear to be any differences other than Hig's slightly transparent, and slowly getting more and more.
Alardis is going to close his eyes and he's going to repeat the same thing in his head.
After a moment, the rest of you start to notice Ilardis growing a little more transparent and see-through. You can see right through all of his plans.
Nico is also going to start repeating what they are out loud.
So, Vincent is writing, Dear Grimlock, you are receiving this letter as I write it before I put pen to paper on the day of our Lord, yesterday of last week. Tomorrow, we found ourselves in a place where there is nowhere but everywhere all at once. I am everywhere and nowhere. I am the tingle on the back of your neck. I was the shadow in the corner. I was the reason your left nostril didn't work this morning. I hope this letter finds you well in 4 days ago of last month and 3 years by your reckoning. Your brother in Christ, Vincent.
That was beautiful!
Someone clip that.
And then he's going to look up as he kind of just rolls up the paper and lets it just kind of float wherever. And it's like, it'll get to him. And then he looks over and he sees everyone going transparent. He's like, what the fuck? And he kind of hears what they're saying.
So you're doing what with that paper?
Just letting it float into the ether, hoping it finds its way to Grimlock in 3 days from yesterday.
And as you let this paper go and just let it kind of float and do its own thing, this piece of paper lands on Grimlock's desk, which you can clearly see, and just stays there before the desk vanishes.
Sweet. And then that's when he looks up and sees what everyone else is doing. It's like, I guess I should be doing the same thing. And then he kind of does start focusing the same way they are.
Excellent. You guys do learn. I love it. One moment. Well, that's not what I want. That's not the music I want either.
Okay. Apparently I've been kicked out of the forge.
Why?
I don't know. It just says log in, which is weird because I should have been logged in.
Let me grab...
Yeah, same.
I'm not logged in at all, so.
I'm not logged in.
You guys aren't generally using Forge, so...
Oh, I thought we still were.
Well, I mean, if you're rolling your dice in Forge, you can. But other than that, we're not really using Forge at the moment. Give me 1 second.
Okay.
Good to know. Where is it? This one? It was this one. There we go. So you guys are concentrating on this phrase that Higgs seems to have stumbled upon. It takes you a few minutes, but eventually buildings start to come to fruition, they start to materialize around you. More modern-esque buildings. Like a city metropolis, almost. More city core. And then a very familiar parking lot under your feet as these buildings pop up around you. You see a very familiar dwarf standing in front of you. Apparently talking to, well, you! Except not you. And they're over there.
I'm beside myself.
Literally. Very familiar words. Talking about this cult that seems to have taken hold of the city. And they're not sure what this cult is, but they're causing issues for the citizens of White Rose. And as you watch, a couple of minutes later, your other selves head off, leaving Grimlock standing there. And then he looks up at you guys. You're journeying towards something great, you know.
Wait, he can see us?
Appears so.
But other us couldn't see us. Or didn't seem to realize it's us?
They didn't even acknowledge you.
So, just 1 second here.
You also
Pig
see
just keeps going.
a fairly familiar gnome standing there. Well, heading off with the rest of the party anyways.
So, Vincent, I'm putting this in the random chit chat, but Vincent basically walks back into existence like this. Because now he's dressed like a pimp. When the Vincent that left was just like Vincent.
God damn
with
it.
his fur coat, his big hat, his diamond-encrusted baseball bat.
God damn it.
That was the best clip. Slight meta-knowledge question, because I can't remember if we got told or just the players got told. Do we know about Grimlock's bullshit? Like, our characters, do we know what's up?
Your characters did not know who Grimlock was when you first met him. You had
Okay, so
you had
we're
no
seeing
knowledge of
him
that.
as a friend right now.
Your other selves are seeing him as a friend. You guys, however, have full knowledge of the events that have transpired since then. So your other
Except
selves
me.
are seeing him as a friend, except for Hig.
So, because none of what they're seeing is truly relevant, while she acknowledges it in some way, she's still fixating on the phrasing and everything, just until she's not going to stop until she's 100% sure that everything around her is real.
What are you guys doing? As Grimlock looks up and speaks to you.
Vincent struts up and says, "Did you get my letters?"
Received, will receive. It's all the same here.
And he looks back at the party. We're still not out.
You're not trying to get out. Haven't you figured that out yet? Then again, you were always kind of on the slow side.
You go to the side. All right.
So why did we get transported to this point if this is where we need to be right now? What is happening?
This is where your journey began. This is where it will begin. Again.
So if we've already lived through this, why are we here again?
You're a little wiser to the ways of the world and what is going to happen. Do you have any questions for me?
In the time frame of what we are currently seeing,
It all
how
exists.
much?
It all exists at one point. It is, has been, and will be. Don't worry about tense. Just speak your mind.
Is
Where
there
is
something
Kameko?
we're supposed
Hold
to do different right now?
Hold on. Vincent,
Oh, Vincent just says, "Where is Kameko?"
where she's not supposed to be.
Great.
But you are on the right path. I can tell you that much. And he looks over at Yuki.
Is there something we're supposed to do different right now, this time around?
Not different. Everything kind of works out as it should. But I want you to look at where you've come from. Not in the sense of this place, but your journey as a whole. Look at the people that you've become since this first meeting. You have different party members. Sure. Not everybody who started out with you is here. But look at how much you've grown. Look at all of what you've become capable of since I sent you into the subway system. He's looking directly. He's looking at Yuki, Ilardus, Vincent, and I believe was Nico first there?
Nope.
Yep.
Nico didn't come until the library.
Right. So, Yuki, Ilardus, and Vincent.
Alardis wasn't one of the first ones either. He was.
Right. You had the sharpshooter.
Yep, I had
So
the
it's
monkey.
me and Vincent. That's it.
Yep. Look at where you've come. Look at the friends that you've gained. Sure, you've lost people. But I also think you've become stronger as a result. No?
For the most part.
Looks over at Vincent. And you?
Me?
Yeah, you. I know it doesn't make sense. It's not supposed to.
Honestly, like, my views and how I do this has changed so much from when I started, but it's weirdly all the same.
Now you're getting it.
You say that.
In the distance, you hear, I already am where I'm supposed to be. I already am where I'm supposed to be. I already am where I'm supposed to be.
Grimlock just kind of looks over. Friend of yours?
Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good friend.
right around the way.
Hey, Brownie. You might want to open your eyes.
Nope. Well, her eyes are open. She's just... Until she's 100% sure everything is real, she's not acknowledging it.
Are you going to come back and stay with your friends? Or did you want to get lost? And stray off the path?
Okay, she's gonna slow down, but she's still saying the thing. Just stop moving then.
You've had quite a journey. Tell me, what have you learned along your journey? What lessons have
Mind my own business!
what lessons have you picked up?
That change is an inevitable part of life.
Seems like somebody's been paying attention.
Yeah,
Change?
well, I'm older than I look.
Oh, believe me, I know you're older than you look. I've been kind of watching as you've gone on your journeys. All of you have gone on your journey. And I'm sorry I turned out the way that I did. But that couldn't be helped. With that, are you ready to get back on the road?
Yes, please.
Oh, yeah.
Preferably.
Moving on. One at a time. Nico. As you move past Grimlock, off into the distance, and he fades. Well, what are you doing? What's going through your mind?
This place is so confusing, and just trying to get to where I am. Just going back to repeating that.
Yuki?
I still don't trust that guy, but gotta get to where I'm supposed to be. I am where I'm supposed to be now.
Ilardis.
Is making Lee supper.
Hig.
How's everything smelling?
Stronger. There's
But
a bit
not
of
there.
underlying musty smell, actually. Things are changing. Even though you might not be moving at the moment, the scent's changing.
She's gonna just keep following that thread, basically.
Vincent.
Trying to tear myself away from the current time that we're seeing in front of us here.
So Vincent's having some trouble. Roll me a wisdom check.
A check? All right.
Three? Yeah, you're having some troubles. You're not quite able to tear yourself away from Grimlock, as the rest of your party seems to move on. Down a path, but not quite moving. They're still getting further away. A little more translucent. Grimlock just kind of looks up at you. Are you wanting to stay here then?
Is here real?
About as real as any other place.
Is it like... Is this as real as the place? The dark street with that rainbow woman? Roxanne? Or is this as fake as... Or is this as much nowhere as that?
Both and yet neither. It's as real as you want it to be. It's a safe place. You're welcome to reside here if you want. But then you'll never achieve what you need to.
I'll see you when I get back.
I don't think you will.
And he... Well then, it was nice knowing you. And then he goes off with the rest of the party.
Cool. Which brings us to a very familiar setting for Nico. Place that you've grown up in. Old dorm rooms. Sprawling grounds, green grass, and an encampment enclosed by fence.
Home, I'm home.
And you see two very familiar faces standing out front of the doors.
Yeah, he just runs to them and like engulfs them both in hugs.
You think you're home, do you?
I know I'm not, but it's so good to see you two.
We've missed you too. We'll miss you. Oh, things are weird here. What have you learned?
That life is much more complicated than in storybooks.
It can be. What lessons have you brought with you? Like, what have you picked up and carried with you? Your journey, what has it meant?
It's meant just like sit close to your friends and be open to like what's going to happen, even if it's scary.
That's close enough, I suppose. Do you find it worth it?
Yes.
You're getting closer to where you need to go.
Do I have to leave?
I would say yes. Nothing will be the same once you're done. Everything's about to change for you. Probably for the better.
Will I find my way back to you?
Eventually.
And that's good enough for me.
So long as you find it worth it, you stick by your friends, you're gonna be good.
Okay. I'll do that. I'll make you proud.
There's not really much said as the scene fades from view. And again, you guys find yourself walking on a cobblestone road. Cars whizzing by on the pavement. Pavement and cobblestone in the same place. As if all times exist at once. And that's where we're going to pause. And we're going to cut today's session. Because I know this has been frustrating for a few of you, so I'm going to give you guys' brains a break, and we'll come back at it in 2 weeks. So, one moment, please.
I can feel it cooking in my skull.
I know you can.
Does it smell like bacon?
Weirdly, it smells a lot more like mint.
I would have expected at least ham or pork chops or something.
Are you calling me a pig?
Apparently, people taste like pigs, so...
Yeah, humans are long pigs.
So,
Sorry, my mind is filled with Christmas right now, so it's peppermint.
you're good. So, just give me 1 second. I'm going to close out TikTok, and then we're going to talk on... I'm going to do my closing out on Twitch, and then we'll talk. So, for those of you that joined us on TikTok today, thank you very much. Appreciate your attendance.
Thank you.
It has been our pleasure bringing this to you. We hope that you have enjoyed this session. Give me 1 second here while I change my layout for you, so you can see a little better. We hope that you've enjoyed this. We'll be back in 2 weeks with more Debauchery Tea Party, so feel free to come back in 2 weeks, which will put us... 1 second... I believe the 21st, maybe? No, hold on. 18th. So we'll be back on the 18th of December for another round of this. See kind of what happens. TikTok, thank you very much. Have yourselves a wonderful day. For those of you on Twitch, it has been our pleasure bringing this to you once again. As usual, we're going to go find somebody to raid, and then I'm going to do my close-up with our party for feedback and all of that jazz, so just bear with us. Who are we going to go raid? Let me see. Let's see who this is. One second. My computer's having some issues loading. Do. Let's go here, copy that, and /raid. Yep, so Bard has put into the chat our Twitter. I'm not sure how much longer we're going to be on Twitter, especially with the way things are going, so just be aware of that. But for now, you can follow us there. I might attempt to make a linked tree at some point for our links and for each of our socials, but we'll see how that goes. We're going to go raid Ray, who is currently playing Ruby Arrowfell. I got nothing else other than enjoy, and this streamer has a follower / subscriber only chat going, so just be aware of that. We'll see you guys in 2 weeks.